Hi, I'm Graeme. Now this video is an introduction for colleagues using vibration massage, covering potential uses and how to get the best results. Now, to introduce my background, I was a chiropractor for 27 years. I was using vibration massage in clinic, but when I was looking for a personal use massager for my patients to do some supplementary work at home, there was nothing suitable. Manufacturers were more interested in how their machines looked on shop shelves than building serious therapeutic devices. So I decided to build my own. At the same time, the expensive professional massager I was using in clinic kept on getting rattly and losing penetration, and I'd have to spend hundreds of dollars each time to get it fixed. Well, I decided to kill two birds with one stone by building the personal use machines to full professional standard. That way, patients would be sure to get great results, they'd be reliable and last a long time, and I could throw my heap of crap professional machine in the bin. The machines we built turned out great, and I started to share them with colleagues. And since then, we've refined them, built a couple of new and better models, plus I've spent a huge amount of time studying the research on the uses of therapeutic vibrations and how to get better results. And that's what I'll be sharing with you in this video. Here's a list of things I'll be discussing. Now, each section will be a short, concise summary, and in the description I'll link a PDF which will have that info plus links if you want further information. Now, let's start with an overview of vibration massage therapy. Now, this works similar to ultrasound, which is vibrations at a different frequency. A vibration head or pad sits on the surface, then the vibrations penetrate deeply and have the scientifically proven effects shown in this diagram. The important thing to remember when using vibration massage is it's the vibrations that have the therapeutic effects. That dictates what sort of machine you use and how to use it. Now, looking at usage first, I like to use the analogy of when lumberjacks started to use chainsaws. They had to let the chain do the cutting rather than swing like an axe. It's likewise with vibration massages. It's the vibrations that do the work, and there's no need to do conventional massage things like pressing in or rubbing. In fact, that's counterproductive because it doesn't allow the therapeutic vibrations to soak in. To show you what I mean, here's a couple of professionals still using their conventional techniques. Now, they're not giving the vibrations a chance to soak in, and that bit of rubbing is next to useless. The same mentality has given us percussion massage or massage guns. Now let me explain. As shown in this diagram, vibration massages are designed to penetrate with large amounts of therapeutic vibration, while the tool on the right is a T-bar which therapists use to apply pressure. Now you can see that rather than deliver therapeutic vibrations, the massage gun is a mechanically assisted T-bar. To put it simply, rather than being a therapeutic vibration device, massage guns are mechanically assisted conventional massage. They don't deliver anywhere near the therapeutic vibrations a proper vibration massager does. While, as we've seen, that bit of rubbing and pressing is not going to add worthwhile conventional massage benefits. Now, I actually did a review of about 30 trials of vibrating massages, and they showed that vibration gave far better results than percussion or guns. It wasn't even close. There was even one trial where putting the part being massaged on one of those vibration plates you stand on gave better results than a megabucks Theragun. Now, there'll be a link to that in the PDF, along with how to choose a proper vibration massager. Now, the first use we'll discuss is chronic myofascial issues such as trigger points. The therapeutic vibration penetrates deeply into your muscles and has a host of desirable effects such as relaxing muscles, increasing blood flow, disrupting spasm, and stimulating healing, which makes it the ideal treatment for these conditions. Now, compared with conventional massage, vibration penetrates deeply with no pressing in to cause pain or potential damage. It also works faster, and if you have something like one of the quad head massages, you can do a big area at once. And most importantly, there's very little physical effort and it's not hard on your body. That makes vibration massages ideal for clinical use. Now, the key to chronic myofascial issues is that they develop over long periods of time and usually only become painful in their later stages. Now, because of this, they take regular therapy over a long period of time to resolve. This is usually way beyond what most patients get, so most treatment just provides temporary symptomatic relief, which means patients never get their full function back and their symptoms relapse. The use of therapeutic vibration massage can help patients get the extra care they need in two ways. Now, the first is something like this is much easier and faster than conventional massage, so busy clinicians can do a lot more. Second, machines like these are very easy to use and patients can reach anywhere on their bodies. All a clinician needs to do is advise when, where and how often, and patients can have supplementary care at home. Now, the next usage we'll look at is sports and exercise. Now, sports clubs have long used massage for benefits such as helping warm-ups, recovery, injury prevention and enhancing performance. Now, we've got info about all those uses linked in the PDF. Self-massage with something like this lets ordinary people get the same benefits, if not more. Now, for example, for post-exercise recovery, you've got your own massage therapist for after a workout, then each day during recovery. Now, massage guns or percussion massages are heavily marketed for this purpose, but as discussed before, they don't provide anywhere near the therapeutic effect as a genuine vibration massager. Now, likewise, foam rollers are heavily marketed, but for reasons shown in this infographic, clinical trials show that these have negligible benefits, if any. Now, on the other hand, with a little bit of advice, self-usage with a genuine vibration massager can provide professional quality therapy. And vibration massage can also be very helpful for people with fibromyalgia, so let's go over what fibromyalgia is and how vibration massage can help. Now, fibromyalgia is a sensitization of the nervous system, which means that it overreacts to things big time. Now, like any form of sensitization, like say being sensitive to chemicals or even bee stings, it's usually caused by a long exposure over time. There's lots of things that can stress your nervous system, but scientists have found that the major cause is those trigger points I discussed earlier in the video. And they found that compared with non-sufferers, fibromyalgia sufferers were riddled with trigger points. They found that when the trigger points are aggravated, it reproduced the fibromyalgia symptoms. And more importantly, when they injected the trigger points with anaesthetic, it relieved the fibromyalgia, at least until the anaesthetic wore off. Now, this is how a lot of fibromyalgia develops. Now, trigger points and other chronic myofascial issues cause aches and pains that bombard the nervous system. Now, people ignore it, take drugs or get some temporary relieving treatment, and the bombarding continues. They may also get some emotional stress, an injury or illness that adds to the stress. Then eventually the nervous system can no longer cope. It starts working like a big amplifier and all those aches and pains turn into something horrendous. Now, understanding that, let's look at the treatment for fibromyalgia. Now, the medics very much focus on relieving the symptoms or using some sort of drug to quieten down the nervous system, while the trigger point scientists did something way more sensible and logical. If you stop whatever is bombarding the nervous system, it'll settle down and head back to normal. Now, that's actually worth repeating. If you stop whatever is bombarding the nervous system, it will settle down and head back to normal. Now, the injections did that by stopping the pain from the trigger points. Now, the problem is, it's a great demonstration, but anaesthetics eventually wear off, so the only permanent solution is to eliminate the trigger points completely. As I said earlier though, trigger points usually need regular therapy over a long period of time, way more than most patients get. That's a lot harder with fibromyalgia because the problem has usually been there for a longer time, and sensitization means that the treatment is not usually well tolerated. But if you have a patient with fibromyalgia who's riddled with trigger points, what alternative you got? They can either do the symptom relieving drugs for the rest of their life while they gradually go downhill, or you can make a plan to eliminate the trigger points. What you do is start conservatively and gradually increase the therapies as the patient improves and gets more tolerant. You might even have to start with a short application at low intensity on just one part. Then each day use a bit more. Now clearly though, the only way this will be achievable for most is if they use their own massager under your guidance. Now, a lot of people get regular massages for their health. Now, there have actually been a large number of trials showing that massages have health benefits such as lowering blood pressure, improving sleep, and improving psychological states. There's a link to that info in the PDF. And the problem with these though is that those trials use very frequent massages, typically daily or at least 3 times a week. Having that done by a professional on an ongoing basis for the rest of your life is beyond the resources of most people. But with a bit of good advice and a personal use massager that gives professional standard therapy, it becomes a real option. Now, a lot of massages and massage devices are marketed at treating cellulite. However, most just squeeze out interstitial fluids and flatten the tissues, giving a temporary improvement in appearance at best. However, there is a way massage can actually help remove fat, permanently reducing the size of cellulite affected hips, thighs and buttocks. Now let's look at why cellulite forms, then how that appropriate massage helps. Now, the reason why cellulite forms is because those tissues have poor circulation. Now, your body deposits the excess fat, then reabsorbs it when it's needed for energy. Now the problem is your body can't reabsorb the fat properly where the circulation is poor. Now what happens is the fat is reabsorbed from where the circulation is good and left behind where the circulation is poor. And massage can increase circulation so those fats can be reabsorbed, but the problem is that the increase in circulation is just temporary. And just like the health and wellness benefits we've discussed, the trials where the size of hips, buttocks and thighs were actually reduced in size uses very frequent massages over a period of time, which is fine for a trial, but not if you need to make the appointments and pay for each session. So again, the only practical way for most will be using self-massage at home. Now I note that in some of the trials they used either vibration chairs or basically sat the cellulite on one of those vibrating platforms people stand on. Now this is something you can easily do at home. Now, neither of those are optimized with the best vibration frequencies and amplitudes to increase circulation, but they still got reasonable results. In the PDF I've got linked how to do this with more efficient protocols and machines like this that are ideally optimized to increase circulation. And vibration is sometimes used to help bone fracture healing, but there are some amazing trial results showing it dramatically improves the healing of wounds and other injuries. Now I've got details linked in the PDF. However, as an example, this pic from one of the trials compares muscles that was healed normally on the left with a muscle was treated with, from memory, 30-minute daily sessions of 45 Hertz vibration on the right. Now those oval shapes are the cells, and as you can see, the ones that receive the vibrations are much larger. The only caveat is that all these amazing results were with rats and mice, because We can't go injuring hundreds of people and monitor them heal and then cut them open to get samples after. Now that's no big deal though, because the use of vibration for bone fracture is based on studies where they broke the bones in sheep. Now the protocols they used for the mice was from memory daily applications of 30 minutes of 45 Hz vibrations, which is something you can easily do with one of these. Now obviously you need to be sensible, like not applying vibration where it could worsen the injury, but the potential benefits are enormous. Now with that, let's look at our massages. Now as I said, they were originally conceived as personal use massages for patients, but we built them using commercial grade parts capable of having full professional effects and capabilities. Now that way, if patients followed our advice, they'd get great results, they'd be very reliable and last a long time, and colleagues wouldn't have to pay exorbitant prices for so-called professional machines. Now this is our general purpose massager. Now it's a single head personal use therapeutic vibration massager, which as I said is very important because vibration machines work so much better than percussion or massage guns. Now they're economical, robust and very easy to use. Now, although they were designed for patient use, colleagues use them in the clinics. Now, general purpose massager does an amazing job, but it's limited to the muscle that's under the single head. So we built our quad head massager. Now they have the same easy to use ergonomic design, but with 4 heads massaging you at once, it's much faster. Now massages with large contacts or multiple heads are usually very heavy and the machines themselves vibrate considerably. Now, we used to have a G5 in student clinic that did an amazing job, but our hands would go numb using it. Now our quad head massager overcomes that with a unique and more complex mechanism that allows full and deep penetrating vibration over large areas, while the machine itself is light and hardly vibrates. Now it's really quite amazing to use. Now I'll link a video that has where I'm using the machine flat out, giving a deep penetrating massage over a large area, but water in a bottle sitting on top is hardly rippling. So the main purpose of our massages was something to help make it easier for me and allow me to get better results. Now that quickly shifted to being something to help colleagues and their patients. Now also, I originally built them to help patients with chronic myofascial issues, but I had no idea of the health and wellness benefits like reducing blood pressure or improving sleep. Now, I didn't know about the mechanism where trigger points cause fibromyalgia, and it wasn't until a massage therapist asked me some specific questions that I looked up the studies and found that these were ideal for cellulite treatment. Now this guide has just been a summary with the detail in the guides linked in the PDF. Now I hope it's been very useful and introduced some new and better ways for colleagues to help their patients or clients. Now we have our massages available at professional rates. All you need to do is email me for those. Now if you have any colleagues who want to try this therapy, subject to a few basic conditions, we can give you a sample to trial. Yours to keep. Again, just email me. Now lastly, if you are having patients or clients use their massages for supplementary care at home, think it's a good idea, they can get them from us, but it's more convenient for you to get them at our professional rates and make them available for patients and clients. Now that way they get the good advice and are able to use the therapy straight away without having to wait for the post, and you get the retail profit for providing this service. Now if you found this useful, please leave a like or a comment and share with colleagues, and if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Hey, thanks very much for watching. It has been most appreciated.